Do you know the difference between a tantrum and a meltdown? Now picture this. Your 4-year-old is on the floor, screaming like the world is ending because you said no to a candy. Everyone's staring, you're embarrassed, and you think, my kid is misbehaving. What if I told you that's not misbehavior, that's communication? And here's a stat. 1 in every 6 children struggles with emotional regulation, meaning that they can't always express what they feel, and yet most of them get punished. So here's the real question. Are we punishing pain without realizing it? Hi, I'm Dr. Arif Khan, pediatric neurologist in Dubai and founder of Neuropedia, the region's first comprehensive pediatric neuroscience center. In this video, you will learn the key difference between a tantrum and a meltdown, how to spot triggers early before a meltdown starts, and what to actually do when a child is in the middle of one. What I'm about to share with you could completely change how you see your child's most difficult moments. Let's say your kids want something, a toy, a snack, or your attention, and they're using big emotions to get it. The moment you give in, magically the tears stop. This is a textbook definition of a tantrum. Now, let's repeat this exact situation. But this time, when you give in, their tears don't stop. They only get louder and more desperate. Even when they have the snack or toy, the crying keeps coming, and nothing you do soothes them. That's a meltdown. That's not manipulation. That's a nervous system overload. Think of it like this. If tantrums are a negotiation, meltdowns are a fire alarm going off in your child's brain. And you can't negotiate with a fire alarm. According to Dr. Ross Green, author of The Explosive Child, meltdowns happen when the demands of a situation exceed a child's capacity to respond adequately or adaptively. Translation: their emotional cup is overflowing and they literally cannot cope. Yet, here's what most of us do. We see the screaming, the kicking, the drama, and we think, bad behavior. We punish, we isolate, we say things like, stop being dramatic. But labeling meltdowns as misbehavior is like calling a panic attack attention-seeking. It's not just wrong, it is harmful. So what's really going on when your child has a meltdown? Here's the science. During intense emotional moments, a child's prefrontal cortex, that's the thinking logical part of their brain, literally goes offline. Dr. Dan Siegel calls this flipping your lid. Meanwhile, the amygdala, the emotional fight or flight center, takes complete control. Your child isn't thinking anymore. They're just feeling raw, overwhelming emotion. And here's the kicker. Children's brains don't fully mature until they're 25. That prefrontal cortex that helps us regulate emotions, make good decisions, and think before we act. Now, it's still under construction. So when your 3-year-old is melting down because their sandwich is cut wrong, they're not being difficult. Their developing brain is genuinely overwhelmed by disappointment. And they don't have the neural pathways yet to handle it differently. They're not in control. They need what researchers call co-regulation, not correction. Now, meltdowns don't just happen randomly. They have triggers. And if you can spot these triggers early, you can often prevent the meltdown entirely. The big ones, let me break it down. Number 1, physical triggers: hunger, exhaustion, overstimulation. Ever notice how meltdowns happen right before nap time or dinner? That's not a coincidence. That's a hungry, tired brain, which is being dysregulated, or it is a dysregulated brain. Number 2, sensory triggers: loud noises, bright lights, scratchy clothes, crowded spaces. Now, for some kids, the grocery store isn't just annoying, it's sensory torture. Number 3 are emotional triggers: big feelings like disappointment, frustration, or anxiety that they don't have words for yet. Number 4, transition triggers: ending preferred activities, unexpected changes in routine. 5 more minutes of playground time becomes the worst thing that has ever happened to me. A 2019 study in the Journal of Abnormal Child Psychology found that 73% of childhood meltdowns could be traced back to one of these 4 trigger categories. The key: every child has their own unique pattern. Your job isn't to eliminate all triggers. That's impossible. Your job is to become a detective, observing and noting what sets your specific child off. Early warning signs might look like fidgeting, voice getting higher or spacing out, or that 1,000-yard stare. These are your child's way of saying, Help me before I lose it completely. All right, so your child is melting down. What do you actually do? First, forget everything your parents probably did. This isn't about discipline or teaching lessons. This is about nervous system regulation. Environment first. Get them somewhere safe and calm, away from crowds, away from noise. Think of yourself as creating a landing pad for their overwhelmed nervous system. Your energy matters most. Research shows children don't regulate alone. They co-regulate with us. If you're dysregulated, they can't regulate. You become their anchor, not their echo. Dr. Bruce Perry puts it perfectly. We are all born to be in a relationship, and we regulate and dysregulate together. Some physical regulation techniques. Once they're safe, try deep pressures, firm hugs if they want them. Breathing exercises. Smell the flower, blow out the candle. Some kids need movement like rocking or just walking and even jumping. What should you say? I see you're having a hard time. I'm here with you. You're safe. That's it. No questions, no reasoning, no problem solving. Just presence and validation. And here's something crucial. Don't try to talk them through it during the peak of the meltdown. Their logical brain is offline, remember? It's like trying to teach someone to swim while they are drowning. Prevention is everything. Build emotional vocabulary when they are calm. Practice coping skills before you need them. Maintain routines when possible. A regulated child is much less likely to become a dysregulated child. Now, let's talk about what not to do, because sometimes we make things worse with the best intentions. Don't say, stop crying, or you're being too dramatic. Imagine having a panic attack and being told to just calm down. No helpful, right? Don't punish the meltdown. You won't punish someone for having asthma. Don't punish someone for having an emotional asthma attack. It's simple. Don't isolate them as punishment. Timeouts during meltdowns teach children that their big emotions make them unlovable. Instead, think time in, staying with them through the storm. And whatever you do, don't match their energy. Don't yell back. Don't escalate. You're their thermostat, not their thermometer. Here's the mindset shift that changes everything. Your child isn't giving you a hard time. They are having a hard time. Think about the last time you were completely overwhelmed. Maybe at work, maybe dealing with family stress. Did you want someone to lecture you about your behavior? Or did you want someone to understand that you were struggling? Your calm is their safety. Your understanding is their healing. A 2020 study from Harvard showed that children whose emotional outbursts were met with empathy rather than punishment showed better emotional regulation skills, stronger parent-child bonds, and fewer behavioral problems over time. Your response to their worst moments teaches them whether their emotions are acceptable, whether they are lovable, whether they are struggling, and whether you're safe to turn to when life gets hard. Look, parenting is hard enough without feeling like you're falling every time your kid has big emotions. Remember, understand the triggers, stay regulated yourself, validate their experience, help them co-regulate, and build long-term emotional skills when they're calm. Meltdowns aren't the enemy. They are information. They're your child's way of saying, I need help managing what I'm feeling right now. And honestly, the fact that you're watching this video tells me you're exactly the kind of parent who wants to do better. That matters more than you know. If this helped you see meltdowns differently, share it with another parent who might need to hear this. Let's raise emotionally healthy kids together, one understanding moment at a time. Share one trigger you've spotted this week and how you handled it. Until next time, bye-bye.